In this video, we're going to teach you how to do the forehand frisbee throw. Yeah! For this throw, you're going to need a proper frisbee. Now this frisbee weighs approximately 175 grams, what a normal frisbee should weigh. Now, you can buy this at any sports store, so go get one and we can start.
We calculated that the velocity of the frisbee after being released. This gave us a horizontal velocity of 10.7 meters per second. We found that the highest point of our throw was 1.5 meters, and it took 1.16 seconds to land on the ground. This gave us a vertical velocity of 1.2 meters per second. Using the vector diagram shown here, we can figure out that the total velocity is 10.8 meters per second, which is about 24.15 miles per hour.
For the first part of the technique, you need the perfect grip on your frisbee. To hold the frisbee correctly, you first have to make a gun shape with your hand and put your middle finger and your pointer finger in the inside of the frisbee. You must put your thumb on the outside of the frisbee and press down with your thumb to hold the frisbee steady.
Stance is also important. You want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and they should both be pointed forward. That ensures that your body is pointing the same way you want the frisbee to go, and momentum is transferred to the frisbee correctly.
Some outside forces influencing the frisbee include air resistance and gravity. If there were no air resistance, gravity would make the frisbee accelerate downwards at 9.8 meters per second squared. However, because of the frisbee shape and the fact that it's spinning, the air moves faster over the top of the disc because of the curve, and the bottom of the disc has a slower moving air. The slower moving air has higher pressure than the faster moving air over the top, which creates lift. The lift pushes the frisbee up in the air, and which makes the frisbee stay in the air a longer time, making it easier to catch. This is called Bernoulli's principle, and it also works with airplane wings.
When throwing the frisbee, you also want to angle the frisbee towards the ground. This makes the frisbee level out with the ground when thrown. You can see the effect that the angle has on the frisbee in these 3 videos. The ones that were thrown with an incorrect angle curved and hit the ground with a 90-degree angle. You want the frisbee to stay at level the entire throw, not to curve to the ground. If you throw the frisbee with the wrong angle, it will curve to the ground. However, if you want it to curve slightly, changing the angle by a slight amount can allow your frisbee to curve without altering the flight path or distance.
As you throw the frisbee, you need to snap your wrist. This gives the frisbee angular momentum.
Angular momentum is the momentum a frisbee gains from spinning. We calculate momentum by mass times velocity. Since the mass of the frisbee is always going to be 0.175 kilograms, this means if P, which is momentum, increases, the velocity, V, has to increase to keep the equation equal. As you can see here, if the momentum increases by only 1, the velocity will increase by 6 meters per second, which is about 13.4 miles an hour.